We're going to use the Cronometer app to show you what fats are found in foods and how to look that up yourself, because it is confusing. There are lots of different distractions for when studying fats, but I think Cronometer app does a really good job of at least pointing out where your omega-3s come from, where some omega-6 come from, and where those trans fats are found. Let's take a look. Right, so this is what the desktop version of Cronometer looks like. And you can see that if I click over here on Foods and watch to see under Foods, there is several tabs called Custom Recipes, Custom Foods, but I like Ask the Oracle. So Ask the Oracle allows us to take a peek at, in this situation, I clicked on trans fats. Trans fats, again, are the ones that you should have zero of, none of. But if I was looking to say, show me the top 25 foods that have trans fats in them, I like to point out that my enemy is when I go to the movie theater with my husband. If I get trans fats in my omega-3 index, it's because I went to movies with my husband. Like, look at the popcorn is the first top 6, and then I can't believe it's not butter. I mean, look at all the places trans fats are found, and it is easy, stores a long time, and cheap. We're going to look at a couple other ways, and then I'll say, oh, let's look up a food together and see what's in it. Let's look for saturated fats. And again, the Oracle can say, find me the top 25 saturated fats, and you can look at saying which kind of categories do you want, but for now we're just going to push all and search them all. Take a peek over here, saturated fats. It says, yeah, we can get 21 grams of fat, saturated fats in nut or coconut oil, MCT oil, which is a great resource, but it's saturated fat. That you get pretty good ketone production. I would say that MCT oil in most cases has that C12 in it. As we look down here, though, you get butter. Yep, saturated fat happens in butter too. So again, this is a way to look it up by stating the type of fat and then looking at the nutrients. Let's try looking up a couple of different types of food. All right, so instead of Ask the Oracle, we are going to search foods over here. So if I look at search foods and I type in, let's do something very fun, liver. We're going to click chicken liver. Chicken liver, now this is the non-fermented kind. Chicken liver, if you select that, click on our little select button, and then take a closer look at what is in chicken liver, and you'll find that it has total fat, saturated fat, and a tiny, tiny little bit of trans fats. But you can also scroll down and take a look at what kind of vitamins are found in liver, where the, I always love pointing out how much vitamin C is in liver, and then taking a closer look at what types of fats are in liver. And monounsaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, and that turns into your omega-3 and omega-6. Tiny amounts of that, but there is a hint of it there. And the great part about the omega-3 and omega-6 fats is your body is really efficient at absorbing them. So yes, we want you to eat as much of the omega-3s as you can, but even the tiniest amount of omega-6 in your body through years of evolution has said, grab that guy. It's really important. The human body can't make those. We have to absorb them. Let's just slide over and take a quick look at what the minerals are found in liver. Again, high amounts of iron, magnesium, manganese. Actually, manganese is pretty tiny, but there is some found. And then zinc, another one that's weird, but found in liver. All right, and finally, there are proteins and which amino acids you can find inside your dose of liver. You see that circle at the bottom of Cronometer app? You can hover over that saying in the green, you can see how much protein is there. You can also see how much fat, and that little sliver of blue is the carbs, 2%. So again, a pretty healthy food for the ketogenic diet, but something you probably can buy from the grocery store and not really have a nutrition label that tells you about it. So a wonderful way to look that up on the Cronometer app. Let's try one more. I really like Oracle. I'm going to click on this little drop-down arrow under the search nutrients where it says saturated. You can't see the drop down here, but I will click on copper. So here it now says copper. I'm going to do the ranked by. I like the Oracle. Again, it finds just the most interesting foods. We can leave it at the top 25 for now. And then click our search. Oh, look at that. It brings up liver. Clam juice. Again, lamb from New Zealand specifically. Liver and onions. Snails. I'm totally not trying to be weird here, but this is a strange thing to look up. And I think there's no other place that you can really find good data about how would you increase your copper content while on the ketogenic diet. Just to give you a quick reminder about what my settings are when I use Cronometer app. Again, this desktop version is a much easier way for me to not just put together the settings, but to teach you. So I click on settings, and then if you look at your targets there, that gives you access to tracking carbs. I recommend looking at total carbs. You'll have some people who look with and without sugar alcohols, and I just don't play that game. I think it's a great way for you to track total carbs. There are some exceptions, but I tend not to put those in a calculator. So again, I like folks to look at the ketogenic calculator, so that's where this central dot is clicked. Once you get to the ketogenic calculator, if you go to the drop down over here about select your keto program or customize your own, I have clicked rigorous, and I really encourage patients to start out with that. It really helps them to set the expectations and get into that keto chemistry as quickly as possible. Without keto chemistry on their side, this really does take a lot longer to get the benefits of the ketogenic diet. Once they've reached their goals, sometimes I can take it to a moderate amount of calculations, which gets them to about 1.5 grams of protein per kilograms of ideal body weight. Again, you don't really have to know what that is. If you're new, I would click rigorous and keep it there. By clicking on rigorous, it does help you to it automatically sets the calculations to 20 total grams of carbohydrates per day. As you lessen up to a moderate amount, that changes it to 40 grams of carbs per day. And I find some patients, especially at the beginning, really don't shut off that inflammatory high insulin state when they allow 40 grams of carbohydrates per day. All right, we're going to try one more food. Let's go back up to foods. And we're going to come over here and we're going to search alcohol. And instead of looking at the Oracle's best rank, we're going to actually say highest amount of alcohol per calorie. And you'll notice when I push that select 25, at the top you're going to find several of the distilled alcohols which have total carbohydrates of 0. Now, if you try to get down to what else is found in them, pretty much no carbohydrates, but you got a bunch of alcohol. Again, I think it's interesting just to study some of these and look at how do you find answers for some of the questions on the ketogenic diet. I find looking around the Cronometer app and typing in different foods, it is incredibly educational. So take the time to just play around, put in your favorite foods, and see how many carbohydrates are in them, but also see what the Oracle thinks about the top rank of that. I hope this was helpful. See you next time. I'm Dr. Boz, improving your health one ketone at a time.
Please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Stay tuned.